to worry about what is your soul purpose. What am I here to do? What am I here to contribute? Does it cause you anxiety or dread, maybe internal stress? Well, I'm here with a revolutionary and very serious new idea. You don't need a soul purpose. Today, I'm going to talk to you about why being so obsessed with the soul purpose disconnects us from our soul purpose, tell you what your soul purpose is, and how to get clarity so you can find more flow and flexibility in your life. Hi, I'm Sonia. I'm a fourth generation intuitive, author, intuitive teacher, and today I want to talk to you about why you don't need a soul purpose. If you're new here, hi, thank you so much for tuning in. If you are returning, I am so grateful to see your beautiful face in the subspace. But if you're new here, don't forget to like and subscribe. I release new videos every week. And if you're returning, thank you. Give it a heart or a like and help us talk about this really important topic about soul purpose. So what I find, I mentor and I do intuitive readings and I've mentored for clients for over 10 years. And the greatest question that I get all the time is, what is my soul purpose? And this is such a loaded question because we oftentimes confuse soul purpose, S-O-U-L, and soul purpose, S-O-L-E. We think that we have one mission and one purpose here in life. And when we get so consumed with trying to figure it out, what is my one soul purpose? What happens is that we disconnect from our spirit, from our intuition, we ignore our gifts, and we start looking at the world in black, white, right, wrong, all or nothing. And we're in the space, we get disconnected from our soul purpose, why we're here, why you're here, what are the gifts that you have to offer, where you can be co-creative with the universe. You know, when I really think about, when I talk to my clients, when I talk to my mentoring students, what I find so often is that there's so much pressure on trying to figure it out that there's no availability for curiosity or creation. There's so much pressure on having to get it right that there's no ability to have different experiences that actually connect us back to what our purpose is. First and foremost, what your purpose is to co-create with the universe. You are inherently divine by your very nature. And what that means is that you are creative. And our creativity is a natural extension of our intuition and of our spirit. And when we can really allow ourselves to work with that, with our creativity, our spontaneity, our presence, that place of deeper listening, that is where the magic lies. And that is where we start to be able to unlock and uncover these gorgeous pieces of ourselves and our gifts that we are here to share with the world. When we get so caught up on soul, single purpose, we put on blinders, we limit ourselves, and we can think that our soul purpose has to do with work. And for some people, it does. And for others, no. And that's okay. When we can actually start to open up to some curiosity, we start to create some more internal space and room to breathe that actually allows us to naturally be able to live that's a life that's in alignment, that's in flow, and that feels good, linked with our heads and our hearts instead of the space of trying to figure it out. We get so obsessed, especially in America, with the commodification of the things that we love and the side hustle. I mean, the thing that I find so often is people who say, you know, I have one of my clients who who is really, really beautiful, does really beautiful embroidery. And all these people were saying, well, you should take that and you should turn it into work. And for a while, she was like, maybe I should open a creative little business or have this different thing work. But we actually tuned into her intuition. We were actually tuning in. She was like, actually, I have my plate that is full and I actually love to keep this part of myself just for me. That it's not something that I have to do or be productive around. And that was a real big aha. because it actually allowed her to say that, what something that worked for her and in her own life was she liked the boundaries of her work. She liked that she had her 9 to 5 that allowed her to show up and do her thing and then have this whole other space in her life that was creativity and just for her. And that, in that place of her own soul purpose, of being able to be creative, actually connected her with people in a network. And that actually, I started a program for young people to learn how to embroider as a way to even get into some art therapy. And that was something that was just a natural extension of her gifts and what it was that she loved. It didn't have to be a big deal of her own soul purpose, but in really reframing, it led to her this whole new experience and outlook that then became a natural extension of her own spirit instead of this pressure of having to figure it out. The big thing that I know to be true is that when we can listen and develop a relationship with our spirit, listen to our intuition, the voice of our spirit, that's when we connect to the things that we love. And we connect to the things that we love, then what becomes very clear to us is what resonates, what is important, what are the gifts that we have to share with others. And that becomes a natural extension of our soul, S-O-U-L, purpose. Connects us to our co-creativity, to the present moment, to our expansive, creative, gorgeous selves. Because for a lot of us, we have a lot of different purposes. And so if you're somebody who really is wanting to develop and really strengthen your relationship with your intuition, 2 things. Don't forget to download my spiritual toolkit with meditation and my workbook. Has tons of tools to help you. Or even check out my Intuitive Badass course that is also, you can find in the below, because that will also help you develop these tools. But what I know to be true is a really beautiful way to actually unlock your purpose. Follow the things that you love. What are the things that you love? And instead of trying to figure it out from a place of how do I commodify this and make a buck, just naturally be interested, be curious, and see how that opens you up to so much more availability and space. Because having a soul purpose oftentimes just is pressure, and it's a way that our intellect, our minds, our critical thinking minds, gets ahead of us and disconnects us and from our intuition, from the present moment, and really paints us into a corner that can actually be pretty punitive. Because when we can actually take a moment and connect back, that's where we have breath, that's where we have space to choose, and that's where we can be flexible and really step into our purpose, creating with our innate divinity, connecting to others, and really having that be the light that leads the way. So let me know. What do you think? Do you think we have a soul purpose? Do you confuse soul purpose and soul purpose? Leave me a comment below. I would love to hear it from you. And if you haven't already, download my free intuitive toolkit, check out my Intuitive Badass course, or if you do want to get clear on your soul purpose, not work purpose, that can be part of it, but like really the deeper parts, like not just the crispy critter little thing on top, because that's usually what we think it is at the parfait, little granola, but like the deep ooey gooey. Book a reading with me. We'll get clear on some of these different things and these really deep, big questions. So I'm sending you all my love. I can't wait to hear from you. Thank you so much. Love you. Bye.